What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Hustle or Stay Basic podcast. I'm your host, KG, at KG the Hustler on Instagram. As always, we're talking with entrepreneurs and freelancers doing cool things. And today I got Meena Asdhir, the founder of Send a Scroll. Thanks so much, Meena, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Before we get into like Send a Scroll and what it is, how's life? I mean, all my podcasts is usually the first time I'm meeting the person. So like, how are you dealing with COVID around you and just staying sane?
Yeah, I feel like that's always the question. Like, how are you during COVID? I'm good. Honestly, I think it's been a change for me. I'm a big extrovert. And so not being able to see my friends and like just do social gatherings was tough at the beginning, but I think I
Mhm.
learned how to enjoy being alone a little bit more, that lazy downtime, movie nights, ordering in. Now I actually really enjoy it. And so I'm looking forward to the reopening, and I think it'll be good to get back out there. But I adjusted well, I think. And I think specifically, work from home has been a nice a nice balance of work life balance, I would say. Like you can, do a midday workout, you can
Yep.
take lunch whenever you want. And I think that flexibility was refreshing.
Yeah, I totally agree. I work in downtown Toronto, so my commute is like about an hour 10 minutes there and an hour 10 minutes back, probably hour 20 on the way back. And I do not miss, waiting for the GO train. I do not miss standing in the cold. I do like kind of roll out of bed still. Like I at the start, I was just like, I'm gonna take advantage of all this time I'm saving. But I do still kind of roll out of bed. I think the big benefit is I go to bed a little bit later and I can be more productive at night.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So tell me about Send a Scroll. I stumbled upon the page, and I'll get into how I stumbled on it a little bit later. But what is Send a Scroll?
Yeah, so Send a Scroll is my baby, I would say. So basically, it's an online gifting service that allows you to write a personalized message on a scroll. So, like a medieval scroll, we're talking about here.
Okay.
And it comes in a really cute, elegant case. It's all, gold and silver foiled, which is like the ink. And it's a really flashy way of sharing a message with someone. And
Hmm.
it's really picked up in the last year, I would say.
What are the kind of messages that you see that are the most popular with Send a Scroll?
Honestly, there's been some really touching, really funny messages. I would say there's a wide variety of messages each day. Most popular being love letters. A lot of
Okay.
a lot of really cute, sometimes cheesy love letters, some poems. There's been some really unique messages. For instance, there's a couple of parents out there that wrote scrolls to their sons or daughters, and they tried to pretend to be like Disney princesses. So it was like,
Okay.
Dear so and so, love Cinderella, which was super cute.
Mm.
I've gotten a lot of proposals as well. So it's really nice and
Huh.
fulfilling to be part of that special moment. But yeah, there's been some just anonymous scrolls, because the scrolls can be anonymous if you want them to. So if you don't sign your name, they're
Oh.
completely
Oh,
anonymous.
cool.
So the anonymous ones are funny. There's just like some straight up like chirps that are going out, and yeah, it's been fun to watch.
That's interesting. I I did not think about the anonymous factor. That would be pretty cool. Like, I mean, if there's someone you liked and you wanted to just send them a scroll with some sort of message, or you just wanted to, like you said, chirp someone. I mean, that's pretty interesting. Do you see your business being more busy around Valentine's Day, or is there like a particular holiday that it's more busy, or is it just year round?
Yeah, I would say it is a very seasonal business. So Valentine's Day is the biggest selling season of the year.
Gotcha.
We had the biggest month this year, February. Lots of love letters, Valentine's Day stuff. I would say there's a big pick up or uptake, I say, in Father's Day and Mother's Day as well. And then around Christmas, there's a lot of holiday related scrolls that go out as well.
Cool, cool. And you just made me think of like the Cinderella and like sending it to your kid. I mean, I I did not think of that as well. But like what made you start Send a Scroll? Where was your like aha moment?
Yeah, I've always had that entrepreneurial itch, I would say. My dad is an entrepreneur. He had a successful business, sold his
Okay.
business. And so I got to see into the life of an entrepreneur. I really enjoyed the flexibility that he had, the sense of ownership that he had. And so I always knew I wanted to do something, but I
Mm-hmm.
never had that idea that I thought, you know what, it's worthwhile. And coming up with the idea, I think, is the tricky part. So
Mm-hmm.
I knew I wanted to start a business. In the summer of my MBA, I actually had the time to start a business. So I started brainstorming. I like took pen to paper and started writing a bunch of things that I was passionate about.
Okay.
And I brainstormed with my sister. Me and her actually thought of the idea together. And we really liked the concept of sending something to someone that's similar to flowers, but
Mm.
more unique, more customized. And there was that whole potato parcel company that blew up on Shark Tank, where you just like write a message on a raw potato.
Okay.
And so I'm like, how is this business doing so well when it's just a raw potato, you know?
Yeah.
So I started thinking of what could I sell to someone, what's like unique and is higher quality. And so yeah, we stumbled upon the idea of scrolls, and that's kind of how it came to fruition.
What were some and I know for sure you faced some. What were some challenges that you faced when starting Send a Scroll?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of challenges. I would say um, once you have an idea,
Hmm.
it it's really exciting because you just want to start. And then you
Yeah.
start to realize along the way that there's a lot of things you didn't think of
Yep.
that you need to think of. So I had the idea. Sourcing the product was the easy part, I would say. The
Okay.
product was the easy part. Getting the website to the functionality that I wanted was the difficult part.
Mm.
Having a customized product is difficult because you need to allow the customer to customize in some way.
Exactly.
And so that tech piece took a while to get built onto my site. And then once the tech piece was there, the whole piece on how do I make these customized and ship them out within a time frame that isn't too long? Like you want it
Yeah.
to be similar to like a flower shop. You want it to be not same day, but you know, within 2 days. My
Yep.
goal was 2 days. So like
Okay.
getting the fulfillment under control and sourcing a fulfillment slash printing center that could do this in a quick turnaround time. And that took a very long time. I was calling numerous print and fulfillment centers across the GTA. Everyone turned me down. No one
Okay.
really does custom fulfillment like this at a price point that I was willing to pay. So
Yep.
finally, I was able to find someone, and that worked out. But those two, what I would say, would be the biggest challenges. And then once the website's done, that's the fun part. I think just getting it there was challenging.
Couple of questions I had about the website. Number one is did you use like a web designer, or did you just try to make it on your own through like Shopify or Squarespace?
So it is a Shopify store,
Okay.
and I originally, funny fact, I launched with the WooCommerce website first. So I was deciding between Shopify and WooCommerce or
Yep.
WordPress. And so I started with WordPress, and I found it very difficult to
Yeah.
create a page or edit. So then I quickly canceled that subscription and I started with Shopify. And there were at that time, and this is 2018, summer of 2018. So at that time, The Shopify themes were very basic. So I
Mhm.
would say I didn't have much selection and I didn't like the themes. I wanted it to be more unique. So instead of using a built theme, I hired a Shopify developer to create a custom theme on Shopify for me. Um,
Gotcha.
so it was not as expensive as I thought because it was with Shopify. And it didn't take too long, but I got exactly what I had pictured I wanted.
Awesome. And the fulfillment process, I mean, I think I had one of my friends who's actually been on this episode on the show before. He was selling like eco-friendly products like bamboo sticks, cork, yoga mats, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I think his supplier was based out of China, so he was just like struggling to kind of find a supplier that could deliver on time. And I think that was his biggest hurdle. Like he was calling about everyone around here. I'm not sure what the end result was if he actually got it, but that's what I've heard, I guess, in passing, as a very difficult challenge.
Yeah, I would say fulfillment is, yeah, it's something that's overlooked. Oh, someone wants to create a product. Yeah, let's just get the material and sell it. But like,
Yeah,
how do you get it to the customer? That's the missing piece.
exactly. Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that Senda Scroll is doing awesome. What do you do when you're not working on Senda Scroll?
So I do actually have a day job. So shortly after I launched Send a Scroll and I outsourced my day-to-day responsibilities, I did get a full-time job. I work at a firm. It's a buy now, pay later provider, similar to Afterpay.
Okay.
And I'm on the sales team, so I work on, bringing on fashion and beauty brands.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I mean, the one thing that I find really interesting is that you said you automated Senda Scroll so you could just kind of let it do its own thing. Um, is that through Shopify, or did you have to go through some people, other people, hire up people to manage it outside of Shopify?
So in terms of, automating it, the main thing that I wanted to take off my plate was the order fulfillment. If it wasn't off my
Hmm.
plate, it was very time consuming for me to like assemble a scroll, ship the scroll out,
Yeah.
get the shipping label. That's the most time consuming part. So once the fulfillment was taken care of, the other component was marketing. And like, there's one thing to have a store, but to make that store visible and get traffic to it is
Mm.
also a challenge. And I think having the right people work for you is key. So originally, I had hired a social media expert. Went well at the beginning, but soon I noticed I would need more support. So I hired a social media agency, actually out in Peterborough. Shout out to 705 Creative, love them.
Okay.
Um, they manage my social media content. So that's been a big help. Just growing the brand awareness, creating engagement. Now they're working on doing reels and TikTok. So I think once the marketing and fulfillment was outsourced, my day
Hmm.
to day right now is mainly just overseeing everything, ensuring that, if there's a customer inquiry, I'll manage it, and then just taking the business to higher heights and trying to strategize and see what the next steps are.
Awesome. Awesome. That's just a great story. Second thing I wanted to kind of jump on to is how I stumbled upon your account. I'm always on the lookout for guests, and I got this ad on Instagram for Western MBA program, and I went on that page, and of course, I think there was a post about you and Send a Scroll. It's like awesome. There's someone here that started their business, that's clearly passionate about it. So that's how I came across your account and got you on the show. But I want to talk about the MBA program because it's a program that a lot of people consider. What made you pursue it?
So, in fact, I went and did my undergrad at Ivy as well. So
Okay.
I did 2 degrees with them, and so I had business background. I, had a really good foundation in business, but I wanted to expand my knowledge in finance in particular. That really interested me, and
Hmm.
also grow my network. And I think that's the main reason why I did my MBA. And it was an accelerated program because I did have an undergrad degree with Ivy. So it was only 8 months.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was 8 months. I'm like, you know what? Let me get this designation. Let me grow my network, build my knowledge. I did it at a very young age. I was only 25 when I finished the MBA. And yeah, I'm really happy I did it. It was a catalyst for me in creating my own business, I would say. It got me very motivated being around other entrepreneurial minded
Hmm.
individuals and taking those courses. So I would say it was really good, like kickstart for me to launch my business.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, the biggest benefit is that you're able to do your MBA outside of a pandemic. I mean, I've spoken to some people, and having to do MBA courses online, maybe that networking isn't as great online.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's difficult. I feel very lucky that I was able to have that in-person experience. And especially I feel bad for the people who are graduating and are unable to like go to their convocations.
Hmm.
Because that's such a special moment as well. But I think certain institutions have found a good way to do digital learning and digital networking.
Yep.
And I think education is going to change. Like the future of education is definitely going to change now, knowing people can get the same type of education virtually. Just that student life experience is what's missing. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people, like I went to Western. I love like the campus life.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like nothing can really replace that
Yeah, I
part.
want to I want to trade back my time at university as well. I mean, I think I grew and became more of the person I am because of that. Definitely networked as well. Um, you mentioned networking as one of the biggest pros of your MBA program. Was there anything else that you really got out of it that you want others to kind of know about?
Yeah, networking is the biggest. I would say having a network full of very diverse backgrounds is super helpful. Majority of the no, not majority, but like the class was filled with engineers, people from a medical background,
Hmm.
psychology, all of these unique backgrounds, and it gives you a really good perspective and like insight into how other people think. And I
Yeah.
think that's good. But also, I think the number one thing about going to any business school is the communication skills and the leadership skills. So being part of case studies, doing lots of presentations, you really hone on your public speaking ability, your ability to manage a team. Those are skills that you can learn on the job, but you really solidify in I think an MBA experience where you take specific courses like negotiations. So there's a
Oh,
lot
cool.
of skills and courses that they teach you that you may not have learned. You may learn on the job, but like they teach you those
Mhm.
things in your MBA as well,
Cool.
and
No,
you practice them.
that's great feedback. I mean, the last thing I had is like, what kind of advice would you have for anyone pursuing their goals, whether it's starting up a small business or starting up a side hustle?
Yeah, I would say go for it. Definitely, I would say if you have an idea or if you have the entrepreneurial itch, set a goal for yourself like I did. Like I wanted to start something, I just dedicated a summer to it and I got it done. I think if you keep pushing it off or you keep doubting yourself, it'll never happen.
Hmm.
And the best piece of advice is just try. And then also the fact that there's so many resources available to you, like on the internet, or just even like the fact that you can create a Shopify store in minutes. Like it
Hmm.
is so simple these days to have an e-commerce business. So I would encourage everyone, to check out the resources available, um, and obviously do something you're passionate about. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to pursue a business that I didn't enjoy myself. So, when you have an idea that you're truly passionate about, when you're working on your business, it won't feel like work.
Hmm.
And it'll be that more rewarding when your business takes off because it's something you're passionate about. Like I was super excited about sending random acts of kindness. Like that was like a really big thing for me, sending positivity, um, you know, giving someone a smile or spreading happiness. And that's like the core foundation of my business. And that's what truly is fulfilling. And so yeah, that's what I
That's great advice. Thanks so much, Meena, for being on. Thanks so much to the listeners for listening, and we'll catch you guys next time. See ya.